I'm more terrified of that than like a horror movie because
more real. I got you.
Yeah, that's fair. You know, the only horror movie that actually like literally scared me, like as in a preteen or whatever. Because when I was little, Chucky scared the dog shit out of me. But like growing up, like that it phased away. But The Ring. The Ring had the Ring. No, I take that lie back. It was The Ring and The Grudge. Those two had a grip on me that I just couldn't shake.
Okay.
For a long time. I mean, it could care less now, but like, the Grudge and the Ring. Those two. They had a twisted hold on me for a long time, man.
Yeah, I've never been more scared than when I saw The Ring at the movie theaters. That was incredible.
Yeah, that put the fear in me.
And actually no. The thing that was scarier than The Ring was Final Destination 1. I saw that at the theaters too.
That's a different type of fear though.
It is. Yeah. It's just like the one you said. Like suddenly primal death fear. Just suddenly you get smashed by a sign or ran over by a truck.
That's what I mean. Like it's a fear that in that moment, not a big deal, but with the rest of your whole life, you will never drive behind a truck with logs ever.
I still don't. I still move away from as quick as I can.
Anything with like loose, just binded by cables.
Generational trauma.
Yeah. No, I won't do it.
Not at all.
Everyone I know who saw that movie, even my mom, when we're behind a big truck with logs, and I start going, pile up, pile up, pile up.
Oh no.
She laughs, and everyone knows. Everyone who knows.
Yeah. It's funny though, because it's like, I wonder what I guess this next generation got enough generational. They got enough generational fears.
I mean, we still show them the stuff we came up on, so they know about the Final Destination.
Yeah, but I feel like once you watch the ones after that, the fear of the first one kind of fades because like they just become wackier and wacky. Well, I would say the second one's still pretty solid, but after that, they just become like just like the Saw movies. They just get
they were kind of background because I was dating a chick a couple years back. You know, she was showing me one of the later ones, and I mean the kills were still just as good. But, you know, it didn't really. I was just kind of doing it.
It's just a gore circus now.
Yeah, it's like, you know, you feel the fear, you get the one and done. You might be able to squeak a sequel out, but it's like after a while, it's like, we already know the trick. We've seen everything up your sleeves already, so it's like you gotta just let it go.
Yeah, that's why after a while it becomes like just a spectacle. Those horror movies, it's just a yearly spectacle. The first two in the horror movies are usually the suspenseful ones with plot and all that, and the later ones.
Yeah, that's why I usually stay away from him. My boy Justin, though, he's like super, super big in the horror movie. That's like his thing. So he's always giving me like random ones to watch. Yeah. And I guess Black Phone that came out like a couple months ago. It's like one of the newer ones. He said that one was really, really good.
I got back into him like around 2016, 2017. Because before that, I didn't want to watch like Saw or anything like that.
Yeah. But did you watch Cabin in the Woods?
Which one was that?
That was I don't think I saw Thor before he was famous, man.
No, I never.
Well, that one was cool because it was supposed to be like
you should watch that.
Yeah, I want to.
It's really cool to watch it blind.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's the spoilers for that one kind of ruin everything, but it's definitely worth it.
That was a really cool change on the whole genre.
Yes, it's like it was refreshing.
It's a deconstruction. Let's put it that way.
Those I love.
It's a deconstruction.
Yeah, I like those.
That's actually that's how I got recommended it, because the guy that recommended to me, like, it was weird because he was one of those guys I worked with, but I only worked with him for like 2 or 3 weeks, but he was a big horror buff, that was a big movie buff in general, but horror was like his thing. And he would just rave about that, like, because it was, when I worked with him, it was like right when it came out on DVD. So he just got it. He was talking about, like, hey, I just watched it again. He was like, it's great, you know, I watched the special feature and whatever. He's like, you should really check it out. I was like, horror movies aren't really my thing. Like, they don't really do anything for me. He was like, this one's different. He was like, I'm a super fanboy of horror movies, so like, just check it out. And I was like, all right, whatever. He was right. I mean, I didn't watch it till years later because I had a separate friend who's he's a big movie buff, and like Cabin in the Woods is just one of the movies that he like just highlights as like just a great, like one of his favorite movies of all time in general. So when he said that, I was like, all right, I'm like, 2 separate people a decade apart are telling me like the exact same thing. I was like, there's got to be a reason, right? Yeah, so I gave it a shot. Definitely worked. It's like an hour and a half, so it's not a super long movie either.
Yeah, I'll check it out. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of like the horror tropes, but whenever they do them well without it seeming, you know, because my thing with horror is it's typically really predictable, so that's why, and it doesn't scare me. So it's like it almost feels like no reason to watch it if the story isn't really good. But yeah, a couple of them have surprised me. So I'm willing to give it a shot.
Yeah, it's been a while for me. I haven't watched a lot of horror in recent years. Like, heck, I think Annabelle may have been the last horror movie I saw. That was
my boy Justin. He's big and he loves that The Conjuring, Annabelle, like that
that's
whole
what got me back
multiverse type deal.
Those and the don't what was it called? Don't breathe?
Don't breathe.
Don't breathe. Yeah.
I mean, that was good until the thing happened.
Come on, let's not get too much. No turkey basters here.
I was okay with that too. It was just a different type of horror, but it was just sick. And everybody else hated it, but I didn't like it, but it didn't ruin the movie for me.
I just considered it not having to have happened. So I just
it's one of those things. Is like you're already in like this psychological like state or whatever, and it's just like, but why though? So, you know what I mean? Like, why go there?
So the way I look at it is like, okay, horror has there's different types of horror.
Yeah.
So it was firmly set in one type of horror, which we all signed up for.
Yes,
we all signed up for Daredevil, Punisher. Daredevil, Punisher killing everybody. That's what we signed up for. But then they twisted it into sexual horror at the very end of it.
Yeah.
So that was that's what made it weird, because now you feel in a different type of way about the guys. Like, okay,
yeah, because I mean, I think to me, sexual horror is like the low hanging fruit, like the worst of the horror. Because like I personally like the psychological. Give me the build up. Like jump scares, ass, because there's no rewatching it. Like I want the build up, like the ambiance, the like doors creaking, like windows rattling, like the breathing, like the skin, like it's making your skin crawl. Like those, the little things, the little details that add up. Like, so I tend to like more suspense movies more so than horror movies, because I feel like they do horror better.
Horror is typically just like, for me, the reason I don't like horror is the gore. It's just gore and predictable tropes. That's what I don't like about the horror.
Yeah, I like suspense movies because you can do so much with so little.
Yeah.
Like, there was this suspense movie called Red Eye. I don't know if you guys ever saw it.
I don't think I saw that. Mm-hmm.
It starts off with just a woman on a plane next to a charming guy on a plane. And they're just on a plane ride, and like 3/4 of the movie is just her and that guy talking, when you find out that guy has actually been targeting her for a particular reason. And they're on that plane for just so long, but it's terrifying when the whole movie takes place with the two characters less than a foot away from each other. And that guy proves himself to be horribly dangerous. And it was very suspenseful. And I didn't expect it to be a good movie, but it had me on the edge of my seat.
Yeah.
No.
And I feel like, and that's what you said, doing a lot with a little. Like you said, two characters. Like most suspense movies, like it's like 5 characters max, and it's just like the stuff that they're doing, like the psychological build up that. Because like, did you guys see Ex Machina?
I want to see. I started, but I didn't finish it.
Ex Machina is probably one of my favorite movies in recent history. So the overall plot of it is like, if you give the guy makes an AI. He makes it look like a robot, like clearly looks like a robot. You can see the back of her hair. You can see all the wiring and stuff. And he gets this guy, and he tells the guy that she's an AI. And the whole point of it is like, she's going to make you think that she's human by the end of it. And that's the movie. That's the whole point of the movie. And it's just like, it's very, very character driven. So like, as the movie unfolds, you find out like different characters, different motives, like why he agreed to be here, why he was chosen to be here. Like you find out all these other things because of like the characters' interaction with each other. Yeah. But for the most part, it's like the guy that built the AI and the main character, and that's it. And that's the whole movie. And it's like,
I dig it.
Intense, because it's like, because you already go into it like you go into it knowing the twist, but knowing the twist is almost worse than not knowing the twist.
You know the twist, now you gotta resist it.
Yeah, but it's like, and it's one of the things, like, if you already have the answer, like, it's finding the way to get to the answer. Like, do you need that? Or do you just walk away from it? And that's the whole, like, the whole, like, concept of the movie. And it's like, it's so good because, like, even knowing the twist, it's still so many twists, like, in the story and, like, the build up and everything that it's, like, by far, like, one of my, like, favorite movies in, like, recent history. And, like, the person that did it also worked on, like, Annihilation, which is another, like, great suspense movie.
That was the one with the field, that strange dimensional field that they...
Yeah, they went into.
I can't remember exactly what the story was, but I didn't spoil it, so I can actually watch that movie.
Yeah.
So,
anomaly happens in the world. They pick scientists from each field, like chemists, biologists, engineers, like people, because like they don't know what's going on. So they're like, we need experts in everything to go in there, and someone's going to be able to figure out what's going on. And again, the character that's very, very heavily character. So you pick 4 people that don't know each other, and you send them on a death mission.
Great.
And just watch what happens.
That. Yeah, I dig it.
Yeah, those 2, I highly recommend those movies because they're one, they're written beautifully. 2, acting phenomenal, ambiance, music, like everything to like really like get lost in the sauce. Those movies do it beautifully, hands down.
Yep. Suspense better than horror. I think
that's what I mean. Like I like that tension, that build up, because it's like, I saw you. Yeah, you cut that guy in half. Yeah, that's cool. Whatever. I mean, so I'm so desensitized to it now. Yeah, it's like that's why like the psychological build up, because it's like you can play on so many things with that, especially with the way how CG is and like what we can do with that now too. It's like too good,
because that's where the fear actually is, not in the like the killing itself. It's like in the the reasons, the motivations, all that sort of stuff. That's the good stuff. Yeah,
that's the good stuff. That's the stuff I want. And I found this super random movie on Netflix. I don't know what it's called, but it's I'm about to spoil the hell out of the entire movie. So sorry, guys. Nope. I'm about to spoil all of it. So the whole point is like this chick, right? So you see this chick is at the beginning of the movie, and she's in front of this house, and the house is burning down. And like that's all you get for a chunk of the movie. So like she has this dream, this recurring dream. And like as the movie goes on, you see more and more of like how the fire started, who did it, what happened afterward, blah 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 blah. And after that, the woman goes into like this mental facility, and it's a mental facility for all women, and it's like 6 or 7 women in there, and like they just it goes like a normal, it's like the day-to-day in a psych ward. They talk to each other, they eat together, and like you unravel like what's going on, and you start to find like a darker history, like what's going on in the thing. And the coolest part is the twist, and I'm gonna tell you because I can't remember the name of the movie anyway, so I can't tell you to watch it. But the fact is, like, you find out that like you're in her head the entire time, and like the psych ward, she's in the psych ward from burning down that house, and they're trying to help her because she's schizophrenia and multiple personality disorder. And so like it's cool to like while you're watching the movie, because as you meet these different women and find out different traits, it's like something's connecting them, and like girl A and girl B has something similar, and girl B and girl D will have something, but then girl C and girl A will have something kind of like, why the hell do all these women have something kind of, but you're like, whatever, they're all in the psych ward, they probably went here for like one way or another. But after you find out like it's all her, and all these things that all these people did were all her, and it's just like, oh shit. And like I went to rewatch it, and it's like it's not really that many signs about rewatching it. It's not like any like some movies where you can rewatch it and like figure out the trick. It's done really well. So like you just wouldn't know the trick until you know the trick. And it was really interesting. And I tried to find a movie again, and I can never find it. So I just doubt it's on Netflix again, but I don't know the name. Somebody knows the name, let me know. I would like to watch it again. It was a good movie.
If you guys want a really good horror, I was thinking about this as y'all were talking about suspense versus horror. Watch Sweet Home. It's episodic. It's about I think it's about 8 or 9 episodes, and it's there's a lot of killing in it, a lot of gore, but it's all meaningful. Like it all hits hard because you get emotionally invested in each of the characters that gets killed off. So when it comes to good horror, you really have to make. I think that's the distinction. Like what I don't like about horror is characters I don't care about getting sliced and diced. Yeah. But with this show, it's like even characters you don't like, you get invested in them, and when they meet their end, it's like oh shit.
Okay. I can definitely dig that.
Yeah. And it's Korean made, and that stuff is made.
Well, we already know Korean movies are just flames, like all across the board. They're usually just flames.
That's made different for sure.
You know, with the miniseries, they're able to give each character enough time, screen time to actually make their deaths meaningful.
Yeah,
that's something that movies can only do for like 2 or 3 people at a time.
Yeah.
Anything more, and it's just another horror movie. Just another scary movie.
Yeah,
you're just slicing down victims till you get to the final girl.